Welcome to WordPress Basics, Module 6, Installing Plugins. Hi, we are back and we are starting Module 6, and we're going to be talking about plugins for this particular lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about installing plugins. I'm going to show you how easy it is to install plugins. Right now, if you're looking at the website, a lot of the things that I have shown you thus far, you can kind of see them. We have added images and video. We talked about widgets, how to create links, and the plugins that I'm about to show you, and I'm going to go over to the plugins area. Actually, I already pulled it up. Plugins, and just to go back a little bit, WordPress is open source. And open source means that it is free for programmers around the world to create themes, plugins, anything to make WordPress better. And I spoke about that I've been using WordPress since 2005. And I forget the year that it actually came out, probably somewhere in 2003, 2004, maybe before then. But since that time, now being it now 2012, it has improved and become more, has more features to it. And that's because of these programmers who get together in the community, the WordPress community, and they put together all kinds of things that you can use to really make your website work. If you need a calendar, if you need a contact form, if you need a way to add your social media icons, if you need a way to back up your entire website, there's really plugins out there for all of that. If you actually want to play video on your website, I showed you a few weeks ago how you can set up a YouTube channel or Vimeo channel, and you can embed those video codes or the embed codes. But if you wanted to, like I do on the DIYwithTy.com website, I actually create private videos just for those who want to take the course. And I upload those to a place I use called Amazon S3. It's on Amazon.com servers. And I actually use a player that is a plugin to actually play this video that you're looking at right now on the website, if you're looking at it on the website. So, and there's just so many things that you can use on the back side with these plugins to really make your website customized to what you need it to do, which is, like I said, why WordPress is loved. I believe there's millions of users that actually use this software, not just in the United States, but worldwide. Some of the information I have found out about how to develop this course came from people in Australia who are very big WordPress users. So you can find a lot of information about WordPress. And what I want to do today, right now in this particular lesson, is we're just going to start off with showing you how you can install, how you can search for plugins. And then in the next lesson of this module, I'm going to take 2 plugins that we install and actually show you how you use them. Because I think that's missing. I have tried so many plugins over the years where I'm reading the description and it looks like it'll do what I want it to do, but once I install it and activate it, it doesn't. So I want to save you some time with that process, but we'll talk about that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, we're right here on the plugin screen. And as you can see, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3 plugins that are available. You can see that they're asking about updates. I'm not going to talk about updates just yet. And if you notice, the entire time I've been doing this lesson, there's been this updates up here. I'm going to take care of how you do these updates in the last module, which is module 8. So right now, just ignore the updates. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Add New. So you can either go to that on the left side under Add New, or it's just easier to click on it up here. So let's say you need a contact form. If I go back to the website for just a second, we have this Contact Us page. Now, you can put your email address. I would not recommend that unless you like spam. One of the things that the internet has are these things called robots that kind of go out and they look for email addresses on websites and they take those, and that's how you get all the spam that you get. So I'm going to show you a more secure way of getting email, and that's using a form. So we're going to actually, in a later lesson, we're going to add a form to this page. But right now, let's go back to plugins, and let's look for a contact form. Now, as you can see, there's a couple of ways you can look for a form or add or install a plugin form. We can search, like I could just go in and type contact form, and I can click search plugins. Or if you go down here, they have some of the more popular ones that are in the WordPress plugin directory. You can also click on those down here. But I'm just going to hit search plugins for now and see what they bring up. Now, one of the things that I do when I'm looking for a new plugin, especially when it's something brand new, because let me tell you something about plugins. These things are great to add to your website, but at the same time, if something goes wrong with your website, more than likely it's because of a bad plugin. It's because something, maybe for some reason or another, the programmer decided they didn't have the time anymore to continue to support that plugin. And so it may have some bugs in it as WordPress goes up and up in versions. So those are some of the things you want to take a look at. I kind of look at, how high is the version? I take a look at the ratings. Usually I really don't touch anything that's less than 4 stars. Like this 1 star, not even going to look at it. There's a lot down here that has 4 stars. This one has it's pretty much 5 stars. There's a little bit of white in there. There's 4 stars. This one's almost 4.25 stars. Those are the kind of things that I look at when I'm looking for a plugin. So you don't just want to go in there and say for this one, where it's like 1.0.0 and there's no ratings, you probably don't want to touch that plugin. You do have to be careful because this is an open source program and anyone anywhere in the world is creating software for this program or plugins. So I'm going to go up here and choose one that I'm very familiar with. If you're a client of mine, you probably have seen this if you've checked out the plugins section, and that's this fast, secure contact form. So say you've done a search, you've kind of looked at the ratings, you've read the description a little bit. Say, this is the one I want to install. Real easy, you just click install now. Are you sure you want to install this plugin? But before I do that, let me cancel that for just a second. Say you want just a little bit more information. You can also click details. And details will bring up another window, which will, if you really want to do your research, it'll allow you to go out to, I think this particular one has a website. Most of the WordPress plugins, this is the one who created, his name is, I guess, Mike Chalice. And he tells you it requires WordPress version 2.8 or higher. It's compatible up to 3.3.1, which is the latest version of WordPress. There's a lot more information if you really, really want to study what the plugin does if it's something that you're not familiar with. And as you can see, this one has a lot of options. It's one of the reasons why I choose this one over and over again. I feel pretty comfortable with it. And over the past year or so has added even more options, just a ton of options. So this is, if you're looking for something that'll you can use on multiple different ways, I really like this one. So the fast, secure content part, I'm gonna go ahead and just click install right here, this big red button, and boom, there it is. It's installing plugin. It does it in a matter of seconds. And so really now to get it to work on your website, you have to click activate the plugin. So I'm going to click activate plugin, and now you see it with the other plugins that we have. So now we have, now the other ones right now you can see are grayed out. That's because I haven't activated them. But this one is a little bit, it has a white background on it. And you can also look up here, it'll tell you that you just have this one active one, and it'll show you the inactive ones. And when we get to the update, if there's several that need to be updated, they're all in the same location. So let's go back to that active one. I'm going to wait, and I'm actually going to show you how to add this form in another video. But right now I want to add, let's say, 2 more plugins just to kind of get you a feel for the process. So I'm going to go back to add new. And let's say I want to add a social media element to my website. So what I'm going to do is, this time, instead of, I searched for it the last time, this time I'm going to kind of check out what's down here. There's a Facebook. Let's see, I see a Twitter, widgets. Let's see. There's a social, and if you actually run your mouse over it, it'll tell you how many. Like this one says 400 plugins. There's 2 plugins. 778 plugins just for Twitter. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to click on social. I just want to see what's under there for social. So now as you can see, it has quite a few social media icons. They even have some in I guess that's Chinese. So I'm gonna go and keep looking. Social Connect widget. Let's see. I'm kind of interested in this one. It says, this plugin will simplify adding links to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Tumblr, LinkedIn, Pinterest, which is something new. So, that one seems reasonable. And as you can see, you can actually click through this forever looking for plugins. I'm going to go back up to the top. And I'm looking for one that I like to use a lot. I think it's called Social Share. So I'm going to search that one, see if it comes up. Let's see, add Twitter. I think this top one is one that I want to show you. You see, this plugin is the most efficient way to integrate the important social share buttons. I think this is the one I want. I'm going to click on details just to be for sure. And display the buttons above the post, below. I'm actually looking to see if this is the one that will give us a widget. That's the one I'm looking for. You know what? Let's just try it and see. We're going to activate this one. And so now we have 2 plugins we're going to try out. Let's do one other one. And I'm going to go back to add new. Now, one of the important things that you may not think about, and one of the things you're going to have to remember to do, is backups. Now, back in the day when you had a webmaster, the webmaster would be responsible for keeping your website backed up. So if anything happened with the web host, your webmaster would be the one who can help you get the website back up and running. At least that's what I do. I have probably the files from way back for most of the clients that may not even be clients anymore. But most of my clients, I keep all the graphics, all the original websites on an external hard drive. With WordPress, it's a little bit tricky. And so it's really important that you install plugins that will help you keep what you're putting in the database each week backed up. So if something happens, it can be restored by you, or you can ask someone for help to get it restored again. So I'm going to click on one that I know that I use a lot, and that's called Backup. Okay, and that's actually this first one here. Works really well. Because I know I want it, I'm going to go ahead and install now. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, and then I'm going to activate it. Okay, so now I have about 3 plugins in there. Now, you're probably wondering, so what if I need to go back later and do something with these plugins? If you notice, and I don't know if you can see, but if you was to click on settings on the left side, what happens often when you add a plugin is it'll show up on the left under settings. It'll become like an extra, a part of that tab where you can go in and fill out information. For example, for the one we just added, the TF Social Share, it's actually there. And I'm looking at it, and it brings up a whole other set of options that you can use to add to your website. So I'm going to actually get more into this in a later video, but I kind of wanted to show you that once you get these plugins added, then there's another step to go into, okay, now how do I use them? How do I apply them to the website? So that's installing plugins. And as you can see, very easy. You have to be careful about what you add. But in the next lesson, I'm going to talk about 2. I'm going to show you actually how you set them up and add them to the website. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about another class that I've been working on, which is called WordPress Plugins, where I'm going to introduce to users approximately 15 of the best plugins that I have used over the past couple of years. So stay tuned for that in just a moment.